Hi, everybody. Welcome to another English class here on verblink.com. My name is Lisa, and in this hour, we're going to be having a reading class. We're going to read an article and discuss it, and go over the vocabulary and the expressions that are used, and talk about the topic. So if you have a reservation for this hour, then you can use it now. You can just click on the button. It should be counting down. If you make a reservation for a Verblink class, you always have the first 2 minutes of the class to join. If you don't come in the first 2 minutes of the class, then what happens is the reservation goes away, and then you just have the join class button. The join class button is there for anybody who is a Verblink member. So if you're not a Verblink member yet, then you can join and start taking classes anytime you want. We have classes pretty much every day, all day long, all night long. We have teachers all across living in different countries throughout the world who are native speakers of English from the United States and Canada and England. So yeah. Hi, Hamid.
Hello.
I can hear you. Hold on.
Okay.
There. I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right. How are you doing?
I'm fine. What about you?
Good. This is my early morning class.
Yes, I think your time is 8 a.m.
That's right. Yep. 8
Okay.
a.m. What time is it for you? No, let's see, 9 or something? Or no?
No, 6
7?
p.m.
Oh, 6. 10 hours. Okay, 10 hours. Yeah. Okay, cool. Did you still planning on your Poland trip?
I was preparing, but today I went to our building, so I worked a little bit for building stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, well, let's see. Were you in a class right before this or no?
No, this is my first class for today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's wait and see if some other people join us, and then we can get started. I put the link in the Verblink chat for people to go to, and it looks like a couple of people have already been going there. So, Hamid, do you know anything about bull riding?
I googled, but I didn't find anything.
Well, this is a bull.
Yes, but I know this, especially I think the Texas city is famous for that.
Yes, that's true. Texas is a state, and in Texas, in different parts around Texas, this is quite popular. Yeah, it's called a rodeo. If you go to a rodeo, then you'll see these guys doing this bull riding.
Yes, I think they are in competition with the time. Who is the how can I describe? Who is the riding too much time? Who is that person is the winner?
Exactly. Yeah, we would say who rides for the longest amount of time. So, yeah, they do something where like the guy he gets on the bull while the bull is kind of caged up, and then I think they like do something to the bull to make him mad, like poke him with something, and then they open the gate, and then the guy tries to stay on the bull for as long as he can, and yeah, if he gets thrown off, then the clowns come around and try to distract the bull so he doesn't go and attack the guy.
Yes, in my opinion, it looks like Spanish style, but I think this is more violent.
The Spanish one, yeah.
I mean,
matadors.
Yes, matadors.
Yeah, that's still a little bit different concept. This is kind of like the man's strength and stamina versus the bull, but the bull doesn't get hurt. And sometimes the man does, but not usually. Usually the man falls off and those clowns. I don't know if you saw that when you were looking, but if you see this, they have these clowns come in later on. Sometimes they do it on horses too, not just bulls. But then after the guys fall off, hey Lucas, I see you're there. You see these clowns come out, and they try to distract the guys. Not the guys, but the bulls. The bulls, so
Yes.
the bulls won't. And sometimes the bulls go after the clowns, so it can be a little dangerous. It's definitely not a safe, risk-free sport. So I don't know. These cowboys do it. As they're called cowboys there.
Yes.
Tough guys. All right. Well, that's the basic idea. Hi, Lucas. Welcome. How are you?
Hello, Lisa. I'm fine. And you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. All right. Well, we can go ahead and get started. Maybe some other people will join us. You never know who's going to join class and what time they'll get here. But today, for the reading, I took this article from the entrepreneur.com website, and it's under the starting a business, I guess, section. They have lots of different sections to help entrepreneurs think about the things about business and products and marketing and all the different types of things entrepreneurs have to think about when they're building businesses and stuff. And so it's the 5 parallels, or a parallel is something that is similar. So 5 kind of like similarities or things that are very close to each other between entrepreneurs and these guys, the bull riders. So already we kind of think about some things that bull riders have to be kind of like tough, and they have to stick with it, and they have to get better, and they have to get up after they fall down, even if they don't win, that type of thing. So we're going to read this article, which of course I put over here in the document. So if you want to open the document, you can, or you can read it on the screen, either one. Okay, let's just get started. Right, the 5 parallels between entrepreneurs and bull riders. Entrepreneurs are inherent risk takers. You have to be a little bit of an adrenaline junkie to willingly and enthusiastically put your heart, soul, and money into a product or service that has no guarantee of success. If you ever had the chance to ride a bull, a real, raring 1,600-pound bull, you can probably see some similarities between that experience and running a business. If not, let me enlighten you. Okay, Hamid.
Your voice is a little bit different. If you change your bandwidth, it can be better.
Okay, I'll do that.
Can you
Okay,
speak?
is that better now?
Yes, I think.
Okay. All right. I have been having problems with my internet connection. It's kind of slows down and then starts, so I don't know. The company has to fix it.
Okay.
Thanks.
The 5 parallels between entrepreneurs and bull riders. Entrepreneurs are inherent risk takers. You have to be a little bit of an adrenaline junkie to willingly and enthusiastically put your heart, soul, and money into a product or a service that has no guarantee of success. If you have ever had the chance to ride a bull, a real raring 1,600-pound bull, you can probably see some similarities between that experience and running a business. If not, let me enlighten you.
Okay, good. All right, entrepreneurs. So I think you guys know what entrepreneurs are. Basically, people who have ideas and they want to start businesses. And the United States definitely is a country where we kind of support entrepreneurs. I know that in some other countries it's a little bit more difficult to start a business than in, for example, in the United States, or especially in some states in the United States, it's quite easy to just go online and fill out some paperwork, start a corporation, pay a little bit of money, and you can start doing business. So it makes it pretty easy for people to at least try. All right, so let's see what they say. Are inherent risk takers. So if something is inherent in you or in something, it means it's part of the package. It's what it means to be this. So to be an entrepreneur means you are a risk taker. A person who's a risk taker is a person who takes risks, a person who tries things without knowing how they're going to end up, what the result is going to be. So an entrepreneur often takes risks by trying, making a new business, investing their own money, trying to get other people to invest, and you never know if it's going to work or not. You try, and who knows if your business will actually work. That's a risk taker. Other people, of course, are risk takers as well. People like athletes or people who ride motorcycles or race cars, things like that. Anybody takes risks with your life or with your money or with your reputation, things like that. All right, you have to be a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. Adrenaline, and you know what that is, I think. I mean, adrenaline, Lucas, do you know what adrenaline is?
Yes, I know.
Okay, and junkie, do you guys know the word junkie here? Is someone who you love it, you need that adrenaline. Usually we think of junkie as like a drug addict or something like that, but in this case, you can actually put a word in front of junkie, and then it just means that you love to do that thing, or you need to do it, or you're always doing it. So like if you're a soccer junkie, it means you love watching soccer or playing soccer, something like that. Amit, are you a chemistry junkie?
Yes, maybe. And can we say, for example, if I drink Red Bull so much, am I an adrenaline junkie person?
Yeah, you like to have energy and have that feeling of energy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I see.
Yeah, here, anything that gets your adrenaline going is kind of the idea here. So usually your adrenaline starts pumping when you're doing something that you're a little bit scared about. You're not sure if it's going to happen. That's why, like, a lot of what they call extreme sports, like not just snowboarding or skiing, but jumping, motorcycle riding, jumping off cliffs, hang gliding, all those things, rock climbing, those kinds of things really get your adrenaline going and make you feel like alive. And because you're kind of like risking your life in some of these situations, and so it gets your adrenaline pumping. And so some people are kind of addicted to that feeling. They love that feeling. So they want to have more of that feeling all the time. So some entrepreneurs, we call them serial entrepreneurs, and that means that they open up a lot of businesses, one after another, and they love that kind of challenge, to get their blood pumping, like, I don't know, let's see if we can make $1 million, this kind of thing. All right, so that's the idea of being an adrenaline junkie. You have to be one of those to willingly. You have to be willing, by your own desire. Nobody's making you do that. And enthusiastically, so with enthusiasm, with excitement. And this is an expression to put your heart, soul, and money. So all of those three things you're putting into a product that you're trying to make and sell, or maybe a service that you're trying to provide for people. So you really, you're putting a lot of yourself, your heart, your soul, and of course your money to do a business, and that takes risk, because there is no guarantee of success. A guarantee would be like, somebody says, yes, if you do this, you're going to make, really good money. That's a guarantee, but there is no guarantee that you will succeed or that you will have success in a business. All right, so this is kind of a funny thing because most people have never ridden a bull, so nobody really gets a chance to ride a bull. Although I will tell you, maybe you guys have seen this in like some American movies or something, especially like you mentioned, Hamid, maybe in Texas, for example. If you go to a bar or sometimes the fair or something like that, for fun, they have these mechanical bulls, and you can go and try to stay on the bull. So it's kind of like bull riding, but it's just for fun. And they have them at fairs or at bars or some places where they're having a party or something. So it's kind of fun. I don't know if they have any of those in Europe or anywhere or Turkey or something, but
Yes, in Turkey we have like this, and also there was a reality TV show, and one part for competition was this tool.
Oh, really fun. I've never done one before, but it kind of looks kind of fun. So you do that. Maybe, Lucas, here's business for you, bringing the bulls to Poland.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I never meet something in bar.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple of times, but I've never tried them. But it looks kind of fun, and of course you have this pad here. This fall off, it's not going to hurt because it's like air padded with the air and stuff. So
I think if I know correctly, there are some hotels in Turkey, and this tool has in these hotels.
wow, okay, somebody got the idea. That's how ideas spread. Somebody sees it somewhere and they think, well, I think people here would like it too, so they put it in and see how it goes.
Or
Right.
Lucas, you can open an amusement park, and you can bring your amusement park this tool.
Yeah, good idea, but a lot of money, I think. You have to.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
But
To invest.
with this article, you have to be an entrepreneur, and you have to take a risk.
Yeah, you can buy one that they're used. Here's some used ones for sale. Okay. All right. So, yeah, not too many people have a chance to ride a real, authentic rearing. Rearing means when you're ready to go, when the bull is just like mad and is like ready to go. We say sometimes I am raring to go. It means like I'm really ready. I'm just gonna jump out of the chute and start going. So you can also describe a car as raring to go, like if they're pushing on the gas, like before the car race starts, the cars are raring to go, usually what we say. All right, so there's some similarities between these two experiences, riding the bull and running a business. You guys probably know this expression already. A lot of people don't necessarily know why they're running with a business, but to run anything means to manage it, to organize it, be in charge of it. So you're running a business just means you're the person making sure everything happens. So you're like the boss there. And so he says, let me enlighten you. So to enlighten somebody about something means to kind of show you, teach you, help you understand this thing. All right, so number one, he says, is the ability to learn. Bull riding is thrilling, but it takes skill. It's nearly impossible to learn how to ride a bull on your own. You might be able to pull it off, but there's a larger chance that you'll die trying. Learning is essential to both bull riding and being a CEO. Having an initial desire to learn will help your business get off the ground, but having a continuous desire to learn will ensure it survives and is able to adapt. Okay, Lucas.
Bull riding is thrilling, but it takes skill. It's nearly impossible to learn how to ride a bull on your own. You might be able to pull it off, but there's a larger chance that you will die trying. Learning is essential to both bull riding and being a CEO. Having an initial desire to learn will help your business get off the ground, but having a continuous desire to learn will ensure it survives and is able to adapt.
Yes, okay. Yeah. All right, so it's thrilling. Bull riding is thrilling. It's exciting. That's where the adrenaline comes in. You get really pumped up, you could say. But of course, it takes skill. You need to have skill. You need to have abilities to do this because it's nearly impossible. So nearly just means it's pretty much or almost or basically impossible to learn how to ride a bull on your own, which means by yourself, without any help, without any somebody teaching you, that kind of thing. You might, it's a possibility that you could pull it off. So this is an expression, to pull it off. Hamid, you know what I mean? To pull it off?
I don't know.
Lucas, do you have any idea?
No.
Okay, good. So you can learn it. All right, so you might be able to do it. That's all it means. To pull something off means to be successful in doing it, to have success. So you might be able to learn, in this case, how to ride on your butt. There's a larger chance, a bigger chance that you'll die trying to do that. So it's better not to get on a bull and try to ride by yourself. You need to have somebody help you out there. All right, so the same thing is true for entrepreneurs. Learning is essential. Essential just means super important. It's fundamental. It's just, it's vital that you keep learning. If you are a CEO, so Chief Executive Officer, you're the boss there. If you have an initial desire, initial meaning like in the beginning, if you have a desire you want to learn, that's going to help your business get off the ground. Lucas, what do you think that means? Help your business get off the ground. Yes?
Yes. I think Lucas Googles.
Is that okay?
No, I was thinking, but I don't know.
Okay. Amit, do you know?
I am Googling, just a second. I think it is to start something.
Yeah, right. So when you are starting a business, we talk about whether or not it gets off the ground. So it's kind of a reference, for example, to an airplane. So an airplane, when it's on the ground, it's not doing anything, it's not flying, it's not taking you anywhere. But once it takes off, we call that getting off the ground. So the airplane gets off the ground, and now you're on your trip. Now you're flying somewhere. And so when you talk about something like a business or a project getting off the ground, it means when you've actually started it and you're starting to be a little bit successful. Of course, you can crash and fail. That would be like business failing. It didn't work out. But in this case, this is an expression, to get off the ground. So we're going to get this business off the ground. It means we're going to get it started and start the momentum so that it can be successful. So, but you have, so that in the beginning you get excited and you're like, okay, let's get this business started. Let's get this off the ground and see how it goes. But you have to have a continuous desire to learn. So continuous here means ongoing. You need to continue. You need to keep learning to make sure or to ensure that your business will survive so that it won't die. So survival is the opposite of dying. And you have to be able to adapt. You have to change things. If you learn, people don't want to buy that kind of thing anymore, you have to change your product maybe or change your service a little bit and adapt to the market is the idea there. Okay, so you guys learned a couple new expressions here. To pull it off, to be successful, and to get off the ground, to get something going, get it started. Mentors are key to success in both situations. I went through rodeo school and received great mentorship from the instructors, all for a few seconds of a bull ride. It was worth it because I picked up a new skill and met amazing people who I wouldn't have spoken to otherwise. All right, number 2 is controlling risks. Be a risk taker, but be smart about it. Preparing to ride a bull is a lot like preparing to launch a business. Both take time and effort, even if you think you're already prepared. It's a battle of physical fitness versus fiscal fitness. Okay, Hamid.
Mentors are key to success in both situations. I went through rodeo school and received great mentorship from the instructors, all for a few seconds of a bull ride. It was worth it because I picked up a new skill and met amazing people who I wouldn't have spoken to otherwise. 2. Controlling risks. Be a risk taker, but be smart about it. Preparing to ride a bull is a lot like preparing to launch a business. Both take time and effort, even if you think you are already prepared. It is a battle of physical fitness versus fiscal fitness.
Good. Mentors, teachers, people who can help you. These are key to success. So to be a key to something means to be really important to it. So you need this in order to succeed. So key to success in both situations. So in both things, being an entrepreneur and being a bull rider. So this guy, interestingly, he went through, which means he attended rodeo school. So he received great mentorship. So that's the noun there, talking about what mentors do. They help people. He had a lot of instructors who helped him, and he was doing this all for a few seconds for a bull ride there. So, that seems a little crazy, but he says it was worth it. So if something is worth it, it means you are okay. You paid the money, you did the work, and you're satisfied. You're okay with it. If you say no, it wasn't worth it, it means you paid the money and you did what you were supposed to do, but you didn't find it worthwhile or satisfying. You didn't like it, that kind of thing. So he liked it. It was worth it. He was happy because he picked up a new skill. Hamid, what does it mean to pick up a new skill?
To learn.
To learn
something.
Exactly, to learn something new. So if you pick up something, this is a phrasal verb, and we can use to pick up could be literal, pick up your socks off the floor. Your mom might tell you that. That means literally pick them up, get them off of the floor. But in this case, you pick up a new skill means you learned something new. You acquired. That's another word for that, to acquire.
But if we think street language, it can be I pick it up a lady.
Yes, you can also pick up a girl, which means you asked her out. Maybe you said hi, and she agrees, so you picked her up. That kind of thing. You could also pick somebody up in your car. For example, if you go to somebody's house, you go to your friend's house, and you want to pick them up because your guys are gonna go to a movie or something like that. You go pick up your friends in your car. So yeah, lots of ways that we can use this verb here, to pick, and then with different prepositions. So to pick up. Hi, Sergio. Welcome. Yeah, can you?
I can. I don't know, but I was struggling with my connection, trying to jump in the class, but okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you made it. It looks like maybe Ken was having some trouble too. I don't know. Maybe he'll come back. Yes, you could pick a girl up at a party for sure. That's how it goes. All right, so let's see. So he picked up a new skill. So he acquired a new skill, bull riding, and he also met some amazing people. So to meet, and this is the past tense, to meet. So to get to know some people, he met some amazing people that he wouldn't have spoken to otherwise. So this is a good grammatical expression here. These are kind of tricky sometimes. I wouldn't have. So it's kind of like a hypothetical. If I didn't go, if I hadn't gone to this school, I wouldn't have met these people. So that's another nice thing, to meet people. All right. So but you have to control your risks. So be a risk taker, but be smart about it. So don't take stupid risks. Do things try to make a business that you know is not going to work, that, you know, a product that nobody really wants, or, you know, costs too much money to make, something like that. You don't want to be dumb about your risk taking. Preparing to write a bull, it's a lot like preparing to launch a business. To launch, I think we've gone over this one before. To launch a business means to start, to get it going, to get it off the ground, we say. That's launching it. Launching it means like not just preparing it, but when you actually bring it to the public. That's, you're launching your business. So, you know, otherwise if you're just thinking about it at your house, nobody really knows anything about you. You're just thinking. But once you launch it, that's to the public. You put it out there on a website, or you put some advertising up around your town, something like that. You've launched your business, and that takes time and effort. Effort is work. Even if you think you're already prepared, maybe, you know, you think you got everything ready, but of course there's things you're going to learn. So it's a battle. Here we go, like a war thing here. It's a battle. Physical fitness, but also fiscal. Fiscal meaning financial, money-wise. So you have to be able to handle being an entrepreneur physically, but also with your money. You have to be careful. I trained extensively for 3 months before rodeo school. That isn't to say I was in poor health before, but I wanted to ensure I was in the best shape possible for tackling this challenge. The same goes for starting a business. Sure, you may have previous business experience, but how well do you know this particular market? Who are the consumers? What are they looking for? And what's the best way to reach them? Okay, yes, Lucas, and then Sergio.
Okay.
Who now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I train extensively for 3 months before rodeo school. That isn't to say I was in poor health before, but I wanted to ensure I was in the best shape possible before tackling this challenge. The same goes for starting a business. Sure, you may have a previous business experience, but how well do you know this particular market? Who are the consumers? What are they looking for? And what's the best way to reach them?
All right. He trained extensively. So if you do something extensively, then you do a lot of it. So you're not just doing a little bit, but maybe he spent, you know, several hours a day training. That would be considered extensive. Before he even went to the rodeo school, he says, it isn't to say, or that isn't to say, that means I'm not trying to say that I was in poor health. So he just wanted to ensure, to make sure that he was in the best possible shape, the best shape possible, before tackling this challenge. To tackle a challenge means to do the challenge. To tackle something means you don't wait for it and think about it. You actually get into action and do it. So you tackle the challenge. So that's how he prepared himself. And he's saying the same thing goes for when you want to start business. Sure, of course, maybe you have previous business experience. Maybe you started another business before, or you've worked in a company or something like that. But you have to understand, how well do you know this particular market? Maybe you worked in like the computer industry and now you're moving into the, I don't know, furniture industry or something. How well do you know that market? The market meaning the people, your customers. What do they want? The consumers, the people who are going to buy your product or use your service. What are they looking for? And how can you, or what is the best way to reach them? Do you put ads up? Do you use Facebook, Twitter? Do you put something in the newspaper? How do you get your message about your product or service to them? That's what it means. How do you reach them? All right, you want to do your research and minimize the risk as much as possible. Like in bull riding, your effort during the prep work will make or break you. Number 3, out of the frying pan and into the arena. There is nothing to prepare you for what a bull will do when released into the arena. Despite the intense prep work and advice from mentors, you can still get thrown for a loop when the gate opens. Carrying the title of CEO is comparable. Markets shift, consumers change, relationships come and go. On a bull, you alter your body's position to stay on for as long as possible. In the business world, you adapt your practices for the same reason. Okay, Sergio.
Okay. Number 3, right?
Well, I actually have the first little bit above here.
Okay.
Too.
You want to do your research and minimize the risk as much as possible. Like in our bull reading, your effort during the prep work will make or break you. Out of the frying pan and into the arena. There is nothing to prepare you for what bull will do when you release into the arena. Despite the intense prep work and advice from mentors, you can still get through for a loop when the gate opens. Carrying the title of CEO is comparable. Markets shift. Consumers change. Relationships come and go. On a bull, after your body's position to stay on for as long as possible. In the business world, you adapt your practice for the same reason.
Good. All right. So, of course, you want to do your research and minimize the risk. So you want to minimize means you want to make it as small as possible. So you want to make sure you're not taking any unnecessary risks. And just like in bull riding, your effort, your work, whatever you put into it to prepare, that's called your prep work, your preparation work. This will make or break you. This is an expression people say. This thing will make or break me. So to make me means I'll be successful. It'll work. If it breaks me, it means you failed. You weren't able to do it. So the effort that you put in is going to affect whether or not you make it or you fail, you break. So this thing will make me or break me is how we say that. And this is an expression also, lots of expressions being used here. Out of the frying pan and into the, usually it says the fire, but he said into the arena, which is where the bull, where you go in the rodeo, into the area where you're going to ride the bull. That's the arena. And usually it means you're going from one bad situation into a worse situation. Yeah, Hamid? Did you have a question?
No.
Okay. So nothing can prepare you. The bull is unpredictable. You don't know what the bull will do when released into. So in the rodeo, they have the bull in a pen. We call it a pen. And then we open up the gate, and then the bull jumps out and starts jumping all around. So that's when he's released into the arena. And despite, so even though you maybe did some intense, heavy-duty, concentrated prep work, and you got some advice, some help, some ideas from your mentors, you can still get thrown for a loop. So when you get thrown for a loop, that's an expression. It means you got thrown off. It means you still are going to have a hard time, perhaps. If you get thrown for a loop, it means something happened where you didn't know what was going on, and you're just like, whoa, what happened to me? So, and in this case, you could literally get thrown off the bull when the gate opens. So he says carrying the title, so having the title of CEO is comparable. It's similar. Because when you're in a market, sometimes the markets shift. They don't want this product anymore. The consumers want this product. They change their minds. And relationships come and go. So some companies are very popular, everybody wants their product, and then it doesn't happen so much. Then they go. So you build a relationship with a company, and then your customers go elsewhere. So that happens in the business world. And on a bull, what you do is you alter or you change, you shift your position so you can stay on the bull for as long as possible. And in the business world, you have to change also. You have to adapt what you're doing, your practices, for the same reason, to stay on or to stay in the market so that your business doesn't go under, we say. There is no way of knowing what obstacles you'll face once the gates open. The capriciousness, although terrifying, adds to the excitement. Both bull riders and entrepreneurs use the feeling to improve their craft. All right, 4. If not now, when? You can analyze a situation to death and still not be ready for the outcome. Eventually, you just have to go for it. And things typically only get harder as you get older. My biggest fear is looking back on my life and regretting not taking a risk because of fear of failure or inadequacy. I don't want to reach 60 and ask the cliche, what if question. Okay,
There is no way of knowing that obstacles you will face once the gates open. The capriciousness, although terrifying, adds to the excitement. Both bull riders and entrepreneurs use the feeling to improve their craft. 4. If not now, when? You can analyze a situation to death and still not be ready for the outcome. Eventually, you just have to go for it, and things typically only get harder as you get older. My biggest fear is looking back on my life and regretting and not taking a risk because of fear of failure or inadequacy. I don't want to reach 60 and ask the cliche, what if question.
Good. All right, so just like when you're on a bull, you don't know what is going to happen once the gates open. So the gate opens and out goes the bull. Who knows what's going to happen? Same thing in business. You don't know what obstacles, things that get in your way, you'll face. So the verb is to face, and you face things, face obstacles, challenges, things that are hard. The capriciousness. So this is, the always changing nature of business. People change their mind. The markets don't want this product. They want something else. It's always changing and happening that way. And that can be terrifying, scary. But this adds to the excitement. It kind of makes it even more exciting. It's always something new going on. So that's what the bull riders and the entrepreneurs like. And they use this, use the feeling to improve their craft. Their craft is what they're doing, your vocation, what you love to do. That's what you call your craft. All right, so eventually, basically, you have to just go for it, is what he's saying. So you can analyze a situation to death. So it means over-analyze it. Keep thinking about it. Oh, what if this, and what about this, and what? You can keep doing that, but you still are not going to know exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be the outcome. So eventually, you have to go for it. I think you guys probably know this. Go for it. Just do it. Start your business. Get going. See what you need to change. And these things can get harder as you get older. You start worrying about the future, and you don't want to take risks. That's what he's saying. So he has a fear. Looking back on. So when you look back on a time period, it means you're remembering. So like if you're 30 now and you're looking back on your teenage years, thinking about what happened, he doesn't want to remember the past and regret. To feel bad that he didn't take a risk because he had too much fear of failure or fear of inadequacy. So inadequacy means like you don't feel like you're good enough. So he doesn't want to look back and say, I had too much fear, I didn't think I was worthy, I didn't try it. So he doesn't want to, reach 60. He doesn't want to turn 60 years old or be 60 years old and ask this cliche. Cliche is like something that everybody says all the time, like what if I had done this? What if I would have just done that? That's the idea. Bull riding may have been impossible for me physically had I waited 15 more years to take the leap. The same goes for my business. Sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns And he says, sorry, I had to, because that's an expression, and he's using it here related to the bulls. And work towards something that could be really great, even if you're unsure about the end result. Even if you only stay on the bull for a few seconds, facing your fears and pursuing your passions make the ride a success. Okay, Lucas.
Bull riding might have been impossible for me physically had I waited 15 more years to take the leap. The same goes for my business. Sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns, and work toward something that could be really great, even if you are unsure about the end result. Even if you only stay on the bull for a few seconds, facing your fear and pursuing your passions make the ride a success.
Okay. So he's saying here that had I waited. So this is a good structure here. Had I waited 15 more years to take the leap, it would have been impossible, or it might have been impossible. So, you have to do some things in your life when you're younger because you do get older and you can't always do the same things physically. So he had to take the leap. To take the leap means you just do it. You take a risk and you try it. You don't know if it's going to work out or how it's going to work out or what, but you take the leap. It's also called a leap of faith. Sometimes we say, I took a leap of faith, and you did your best. That's what he's saying. And so we have this expression. Sometimes you have to take the bull by the horns. That's the expression. To take the bull by the horns. That means you just grab your problem and you just tackle it, or you just deal with it. You don't try to run away from it. You just deal with whatever. So sometimes you have to, that's what the expression, to take the bull by the horns. You stop worrying about everything and you just get into action. And he's saying, sorry, had to, because it's kind of a play on words that he's already talking about bulls and stuff. So to take the bull by the horns means to, take initiative and do the thing, not just talk about it, that kind of thing. Even if you are unsure about the end result, the outcome, you don't know what's going to happen, you're just going to go for it. You're going to do the best you can. That's what it means. Take the bull by the horns. Just do it. Even if you only stay on the bull for a few seconds, facing your fears, so facing whatever it is that you're afraid of, and pursuing your passion, so going after what you love, makes the ride a success. So even if you're only there for a couple of seconds even, you've succeeded. Okay. Hi, Lejik, in the chat. 5, enjoying accomplishment. I won't regret risking my personal safety to ride a gigantic bull for a few seconds, but I will always remember the exhilarating feeling of being up there. After months of ground work, I finally experienced what it was like to ride such a large animal intent on dislodging me at the earliest possible moment and potentially punish me for even trying. This sense of accomplishment is what feeds entrepreneurs. When all of the hard work culminates, the long hours, latent uncertainty, and sleepless nights seem like small prices to pay. Bull riders and CEOs alike thrive in these harsh conditions because they know the thrill that success brings, and they're willing to work for it. Neither occupation is easy or fun all of the time, but the satisfaction they bring makes the sacrifices worth it. Okay, Sergio, you can do all number 5 there.
Okay, number 5. I won't regret risking my personal safety to ride a giant bull for a few seconds, but I will always remember the exhilarating
Exhilarating
feeling of being up there. After months of groundwork, I finally experienced what it was like a ride such a large animal intent on dislodging me
Mm-hmm.
at the earliest possible moment and potentially
Chili. Mm-hmm.
punish me for even trying. This sense of accomplishment is what feeds entrepreneurs. When all of their hard work culminates, the long hours, latent uncertainty, and sleepless nights seem like a small price to pay. Bull riders and CEOs alike thrive in these harsh conditions because they know the thrill, the thrill, the thrill
The
that
thrill.
success brings, and they are willing to work for it. Neither occupation is easy or fun all of the time, but the satisfaction they bring makes the sacrifice worth it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. All right. So I won't regret. So to regret means you think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But he's not going to say that. He's not going to regret that he risked his personal safety, his physical, personal, bodily safety to ride this gigantic, this huge, enormous bull just for a few seconds. But instead, he's always going to remember the exhilarating feeling. Exhilarating is that adrenaline rush, that like, oh man, that was so awesome. It was really, you get pumped up and you feel really excited. That's how he felt when he was up there, meaning on top of the bull. So after months of groundwork is also the preparation time, what you put in, your prep work. He finally experienced, so after months of training, he was finally able to get up on the bull, this large animal, who is intent on dislodging me. So the intention of the animal is to get him off his back, right? So that's to dislodge. To dislodge is to get somebody out of something or off of something. So the bull is trying to, we call that bucking him off. He wants to buck him off or get him off his back as soon as he can. And potentially, meaning possibly, punish the rider for even trying to be on his back. So that's where the clowns come in to distract the bull, and the bull chases after the clowns while the rider gets up and runs out of the arena. That's what happens on the bull riding. But he had a sense of accomplishment. You feel that you succeeded. Accomplishment is success. You feel like you succeeded, and this is what feeds entrepreneurs. This is what people like, why they like to be entrepreneurs. They like to have a feeling of accomplishment. So when all of the hard work culminates, that means comes together, you've done all your research, you've worked really hard, all of that comes together, all of these long hours of working, this uncertainty that's always there, you're not really sure, is this going to work or not, sleepless nights, so nights that you didn't get any sleep or not very good sleep, this all seems like a small price to pay. Small prices to pay, so it doesn't seem like it's too much to do. It's worth it, because the bull riders and the CEOs alike, both of them, they thrive. They do well. They love this. That's the idea of the adrenaline junkie. They love going through these harsh conditions, these challenging times here, because it's thrilling. They know the thrill that success brings, and they're willing to work for it. So even though it's hard, it's challenging, when you succeed, you feel really great. That's the idea. You have a thrill, excitement. So neither occupation, neither job, bull riding or CEO, is always fun, but the satisfaction they bring, so to bring satisfaction means to bring, you feel good about it, it makes the sacrifices worth it. So it's all good, is basically. Even though it can be hard, tough, ups and downs, in the end, the success that you have makes it all worth it. All right. Well, that's what it is for entrepreneurs. Sergio, what do you think about this article? Does it make it all worth it, all the long, hard hours?
Yeah, I think I I should say I start reading from the middle, but I think there's an important word is persevere. You know?
Yeah, sure.
That yeah, just ups and downs, and yeah, if you have something idea, service, product, whatever, and you believe in it, yeah, you have to even nights without sleep.
Yeah.
Many meetings like okay, it's good, but it's not what I'm looking to invest. And you have to try. Yeah, it's constantly trying.
Constantly trying. Yeah, constant.
Yeah.
Always, always something new in the business world. Hamid, you're not an entrepreneur yet, but you're in academia. Would you say that they're similar? This would be applicable, we could say, to your situation as well?
I think you read my mind a little bit. I mean, I was thinking to say I can be a sample of entrepreneur, not in a business area, maybe in academia, because you know my study. I applied for almost 200 applications, and finally I reached my goal. I received one acceptance, so the situation looks like a little bit this format. I mean, I didn't give up any time. I wanted again and again. Then finally, I reached my goal.
Yes.
And you know, also I like this situation. I love chemistry. With my profile picture, everybody sees chemistry is my biggest love. Like that.
Yeah. So I would say, you know, this article is pretty good for a lot of different people. Anytime you're doing anything, whether or not you're pursuing being an entrepreneur, or, you know, starting your actual own business, or if you're being a bull rider, or if you're doing something else like becoming a professional athlete, or you know, learning English, you know, same kind of ideas. You have to, you know, be able to learn new things, adapt, change situation, control your risks. You know, how much money are you going to put into this? How much time and effort? You know, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Yeah, things are going to change. How are you going to respond to challenges? How long are you going to wait until you know, do something that you really want to do? Take the leap, that idea, and then, you know, enjoy your accomplishment after all the hard work. When you get your PhD, when you get your position that you want, you're going to look back, you know, and say, well, it was probably worth it, you know. So, Lucas, what do you think about this? As a budding entrepreneur, what do you think? Do you know what I mean when I say budding entrepreneur?
No, I've never heard.
It means a person who wants to be an entrepreneur. You're like learning and trying. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it's a very good article. I will add also to this, like, a little lucky, and you have to be stubborn.
Stubborn, yeah. Stick with it, yeah.
And when you started, you just don't have to look like what you can buy when you have money, like new cars or something.
Yes, yeah.
I think these people just like it to doing not only for money, but of course they are very important.
Yes, yeah. Right. Okay. Hamid, just so you know, I'm not a budding teacher. I'm an experienced teacher. Budding means you're kind of starting out. You're just starting and you're trying to do things.
But
so, yeah.
I think you can also learn something.
Oh, yeah.
And with this way, you can be a budding teacher.
A budding. It means being in the early developmental stages, though. So that's what it means. So you're not always a budding everything. So you're not a budding chemist because you have years of experience.
But you know, in the life, everybody is a student and teacher. We
Yes.
can learn and teach something again and again.
Yes, 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 that's true.
With this way, everybody is a body something.
Yes, budding something. Yes, exactly. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for coming to class, and I hope you learned some new things. I know you learned some new expressions, so hopefully you can remember them and put them into practice. And the next time you come across them in the reading, you'll understand them better. So thanks for coming. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,